Um, so hi everybody. Welcome back to another Student Spotlight video. So I guess before we start with this interview, I'm just going to give some time for both of us to introduce ourselves. So I'll go first. So hi everybody, my name is William, and I'm a senior at Temple majoring in IST. And I work as a student worker here part-time, and this semester I'll be working on making this Student Spotlight playlist. That's a little bit about me. And Vlad, would you please introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, my name is Vlad. I'm also a senior IST student here at Temple. I actually transferred here from the Community College of Philadelphia. I was pursuing a associates in computer science there, but when I came to Temple, I switched over to IST for various reasons, just because I enjoyed the practicality of the major, and I feel like there's a lot of opportunities and routes, to go down this path. So I very much look forward to seeing where my career takes me, post-graduation, and it's a little bit about me.
Awesome. So you are a senior. What is a challenge that you faced and overcame to get to where you are today?
I've taken some fairly difficult courses for this major. It gets to a certain point in the semester where you kind of just like feel like you want to give up, either you're gonna fail the class, you're gonna pass the class, and you have to kind of really muscle through it, because at the end of the day you have to look in the mirror and be like, okay, if I'm not passing this class right now, then my graduation gets delayed. So for me, I really struggled last semester with some of these core classes in the major, and luckily thank God I was able to muscle through them and pass all those courses. But desire to want to just kind of take a back seat, and take your foot off the gas, because as the semester comes to a close, you've got a lot of things on your mind, and you kind of just want to not always be thinking about schoolwork. So that's definitely a struggle.
Okay, so question number 2 is, can you name someone who's a role model for you, and why was that person an impact on your life?
I have a friend, his name is Victor, he's from my church. But I'd say he's a role model for me because, we're actually the same age, but he goes to Drexel. He's working on a degree in biomedical engineering.
Wow.
I've known him, for a majority of his life, and he's one of probably the hardest working people that I know of. Every time that I get a chance to talk with him, he always shares a lot of intellect with me. He's that type of person who, he knows a little bit about everything. And just knowing him for over the course of my life, he has a very, disciplined work ethic. And, I see where it gets him in life. So I kind of just want to I respect that a lot. I want those same traits in myself. I want to be hardworking and disciplined, because obviously I don't want to just, if you can be lazy, you're not going to get anywhere in life, So
yeah.
That's just people like that, they really always inspire me to, those kind of friend groups push me to, do better and always, go forward, because I know I have it in me, but sometimes you have to see from the outside perspective to really get the wheels going.
Could you describe any, near-term opportunities that you're looking for? So internships or full-time jobs?
Yeah, so I'm, as a senior impending graduate, I'm really looking to, get a full-time position coming out of school. Doing IT consulting is something that really interests me right now, just based on the capstone course that we're taking right now for Temple's curriculum. And through this capstone course, there's kind of 2 phases to the project. It's the analysis and design phase and the implementation phase. And so you kind of get paired up with a client. Our client is the computer science chairman. We're developing basically a software system for him. I'm not going to get into too much detail, but it gives you the experience of meeting up face to face with a person, understanding they have a problem and they need it to be addressed. And us as IST students, we can go back to the drawing board and kind of tap into the skills that we've learned through all these courses, and and think, oh, okay, hey, we can use A, B, and C to achieve and solve this problem for our client. And just for me, that gives me a very nice exposure to what consulting would be like, and that's just something that I would really love to get into, try my foot in, and just really grow from there.
Why did you choose cybersecurity, or at least why are you interested?
It's a very growing field that's only going to, get bigger over the years. It's just crazy how, as we as a society become more dependent on technology, with the way that we use our information and data, and we're becoming more increasingly, we're kind of shying away from just like, pen and paper these days. We're storing all our information, our data, our records, our personal data, everything, on our hard drives, on the cloud, on, all these different applications. And, because of that, it provides so much opportunity for, people who want to misuse that data for, evil purposes to, try to, find a way to infiltrate that data and, obtain access to it. So I just think that just like that whole concept is like very interesting, because like, if you think back to, maybe like 20, 30 years ago, it wouldn't be as prominent as it is today.
Yeah.
So that's something that just like kind of interests me. I want to like kind of, obviously I don't know too much about the field, but I want to, gain more exposure through it and maybe hopefully one day also have a career in security. The more dependent you become on technology, the more vulnerable you are.
Yeah.
So
do you have any advice that you would give to people that are considering potentially working in cyber or pursuing a career in cyber?
Well, I would say from the very limited exposure I've had so far is that it's a very, very broad field. So, you're not gonna be able to become an expert in everything. So I would say that, try to understand, try to get the breadth approach where you try to understand a little bit about everything, but don't become discouraged if you feel yourself becoming overwhelmed. You think, oh wow, this is way too much information, there's way too much knowledge, because at the end of the day, as a human being, you're not going to be, humans are not computers. Okay, computers can remember everything. They can remember, millions and millions of bytes of data. We as humans, we can't do that. We can program computers to do that, but we can't do that. So just with that, going with that mindset of, hey, like I'm gonna do the best that I can to understand as much as I can, but don't become discouraged when you're exposed to just so much of the material out there that's just, way above your head.
Are you thinking about pursuing any cybersecurity certificates or?
Yeah, so I was really thinking about, there's an organization called CompTIA, and they offer a variety of, IT standardized certifications for the industry. And I was really looking into they have a special certification for those looking to get into the IT security industry, and it's called the Security Plus certification. So I was considering, after the semester, dies down, and I have, some free time during winter break to study and maybe begin preparing for that exam, just to have, that kind of credential on my resume and just going into the market. Especially if you don't really have any hands-on experience working for a company, I think it's a good supplement.
Do you have an idea of what specific roles within cyber that?
Well, from an entry-level perspective, I'd say I want to see myself in an analyst position, being a cybersecurity analyst. You could also term it as I believe an SOC analyst.
SOC, okay.
But it's very, from the course that I've been taking in digital forensics, it's very much related to that, where you kind of you're running reports. You're kind of just like you're reporting on everything that you do. I used Command A to view the properties of this file. I use Command B to determine, the hash value of this file, just to kind of you do these it's almost, it's not very little steps, big steps, but you kind of throughout the role, you're just kind of documenting it and explaining hey, this is how I went about the whole process to, basically extract the information that I need.